This conference will now be recorded.
Perfect. So what we will have is this complete, you can say our course will be based on JavaScript along with Cypress as an automation tool. Okay. So let me share my screen and let me know if you guys can see my screen. I'm sharing my screen. I hope I'm audible and my screen is also visible to everyone. If anybody is having issue, you can unmute and speak up. Okay. So I've shared my screen. Okay. I hope everyone are able to see.
Yeah, we are seeing.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you for confirming. So I'll be quickly going through the code content, and later on we will discuss in detail about what would be the plan, how we will go through the complete our Cypress API as well as UI automation journey. Okay. So here is the course link. I hope you guys might have went through this link. If not, I would request everyone to please have a look onto this particular link. Okay. So this will be a real-time practice, which will be real-time. You can say at the same time you guys will be kind of doing the code part, and I will be also kind of having the complete end-to-end uh, real-time coding we will do for each and every topic which we have in our UI and API framework design for the Cypress with JavaScript content, guys. Okay. So if you notice carefully, guys, we have the course content, which is like little bit. You need to kind of go drag little bit downside, so you will be able to see what is the course syllabus. Okay. Our primary focus would be on the JS part. As you guys are aware, right? JavaScript is playing a vital role nowadays in almost like all the automation tool, and including the automation, I would say it is playing a vital role in some of the those who are having some background on performance testing. It is playing a vital role in performance testing tool as well, wherein you need to kind of create the k6 scripts and all those things. Who has worked on PT with JavaScript as a primary language, guys. Okay, so we will have a deep dive discussion into complete. You can say, I won't say very advanced, the one which is kind of being used by the developer, but whatever is required from the QA standpoint, right? We will have a complete discussions on that, how the JavaScript programs are written, what are the syntax, how we are creating a functions, methods, variables, array, constructor, whatever we have, right? All those topics we will be kind of discussing in detail. That will be purely specific to JS, guys. Okay, JavaScript, whatever object oriented programming concept we have, right, with respect to JS, whether it is, let's say, creating method functions, advanced functions, constructor, default constructor, what is how we are creating object, how we are creating class, everything we will discuss in detail, guys. Okay. Next is we will have a very good introductions on the Cypress. You can say how we need to do the setup, installations, and everything. Okay, and it will be a real quick because Cypress doesn't require any third party. Let's say you need to have Java path variable. Nothing is required, guys. You just need to have two major prerequisite. Once that is done, you are good to go. You can install any node package manager module into your respective, you can say, packages, and you are good to go and good to use all the real time packages which you will be kind of downloading. Okay, we will have a complete overview on Cypress installations, how to kind of do the installations, how to do the setup, how to write our basic test, guys. Okay, because see, if you are talking that, let's say, you need to have a very good understanding on JavaScript language, you can accept that, but I won't say that you will require advanced knowledge on JS. Okay, but yeah, slowly and gradually we'll kind of move towards that step. Okay, initially we will start from basics. Okay, how the JS programs are written, how we are executing it, how we are integrating our JS program with the Cypress structure, Cypress syntax. Okay, so we will have a deep dive discussion on that. Okay, after that, once the let's say Cypress introductions, architectures and everything is covered, guys, we will be kind of setting up a UI project in our let's say local machine. Obviously later on we will kind of migrate the respective code to JS, like GitHub, GitLab, any of the online open source code manager. But yeah, we will have a complete installation setup on the Windows as well as Mac. How we are kind of handling the Cypress runner, what are the different component of runner, and just at like overview about the Cypress dashboard, guys. Okay, because later on we will discuss in detail about the Cypress dashboard as well. Okay, so module 3 is all about installation and making sure that everything is up to date and we are good to go and start with our kind of all the programs, which is, let's say, module based. JavaScript, again, if you notice, we have the discussion on whatever callback mechanism, what is promise, how to handle promise, what is an important of asynchronous language, how this synchronous language is kind of playing a vital role, what are the various object oriented programming concept which we are kind of using in our program. So we will have a deep dive discussions on JS as well, guys. Okay, then we have the Cypress test runner CLI features. That is how we are kind of running them over the command line interface. What are the different browsers which are supported, and how we are doing the configuration using cypress.config.js file. Okay. After that, whatever you see, right, module 6 is vital, like very, very important in terms of kind of making sure all the, you can say, features which is like any UI automation framework will require, right? So we will have a very good discussion on that part, because for each of the module, right, we will have almost like 3 to 4 examples. Let's say we are talking about iframe, so how we are handling the iframe, what are the different component of iframe, what dependency we need to download, and how we are kind of creating the test case which are belonging to the iframe scenario. So all this will be kind of cover for each and every topic. Okay, let's say we are talking about the drop down, because in drop down, you guys know that we have the calendar drop down, we have the static drop down, we have dynamic drop down, we have multi select drop down, right? So all this, whatever drop down scenarios are required, right? And there are several drop downs which are kind of showing at the beginning, but when you try to inspect, those type of drop down will go away, right? So the drop down which get disappear whenever we are working, right? So we will talk about those type of drop down as well, how to handle those type of drop down with the help of some Windows event. So we will have a discussion on that. So this I'm talking specifically for the drop down sections, which is obviously a huge component whenever we consider the UI automation framework. Okay, so for each and every component which is with respect to UI, guys, we will have almost like 4 to 5 test cases, and obviously considering some different mock website which are present over the internet, and those are open source, guys. Okay, so we will have a discussion on each of the component with minimum 4 to 5 like real time example, how we will use those concept into your real time automation framework whenever we are considering the UI automation guide. Okay, so file upload, mouse event, keyboard event, what is the usage of hooks, what are before, after, before each, after each, all this we will have detailed discussion. Okay, next is like once the UI component has been completed, right, we will try to move towards like creating a UI POM style of writing the framework, that is page object model, which will be more of like a complete framework where we will create a page classes and the reusable functions, utility functions, environment variable, utility files, whatever Excel related file, JSON related file, everything we will be kind of creating a complete folder structure with all the configuration variables and everything. and how that framework is playing a vital role when we are trying to integrate or running the like around 7 to 8 test case we will consider, guys, okay, for the UI page object model UI automation framework. Okay, and that framework will have almost like 85% of the usage in your whatever framework you guys are using right now. You can straight away convert your framework into POM style of writing, but making sure you have the clarity on all the components, all the structures, whatever we have created so far in the past. Okay, so once we are very, let's say, clear about the UI flows and everything, then we will kind of move towards the API flow, guys. Okay, so API, as you guys are aware, right, we need to have one basic clarity on the manual testing. So when I say manual testing, guys, we will first focus on like almost like you can consider manual API CRUD operation, which is obviously, guys, you guys are aware, right, what are CRUD? Basically like create, read, update, delete. Okay, which is involving like get, post, put, patch, delete method. These are the main method, guys. And whatever status code validations, JSON response validations, so we will have detailed discussion on that, and how we are achieving the chaining logic, like the response of one particular API becomes the parameter in the next request, how to handle such type of scenario, how to kind of generate the test cases based on that. So we will have a detailed discussion on API validation as well. Okay, we'll consider minimum 3 to 4 base URL, guys, which will involve almost like 8 to 10 APIs, and obviously linking of those APIs interactions. So we will have a detailed discussion on that. Okay, after that, whatever API scenarios we have discussed, right, we'll make sure that we are kind of linking them, and we'll have a, obviously like an API framework which will make sure like whatever because in your real time project, guys, you will have more than 200, 250, 300, 400 APIs, right? But right now we cannot have that much of API. We will have almost like 25 plus API. How we are automating it, how we are validating the response, how we are reading the value from, let's say Excel or JSON in your body, and how we are kind of validating all the 400, 4xx, 5xx, whatever status code we have for negative scenarios, how we are validating those. Okay, so that will be part of your complete API framework, guys, API framework package. Okay, so one concern is like whether we can have the UI framework and API framework in the same project. The answer is yes. If you need, let's say, no API framework, we will have separate dedicated project. Yes, UI separate dedicated project, yes, we can do that as well. Okay, it's completely your choice whether you need to have it in the same workspace or whether you need to have it in the different workspace. Okay, and along with this, guys, I know you might have a query concern saying that, hey, a lot of things are now, we have a lot of you can say various LLMs are available, various agents are available, various servers we can create. Okay, so we will obviously, guys, have the discussions on Copilot, whatever Gemini, Chat GPT, whatever you guys are using, how to create the servers, guys. Okay, so this is something which I might have not added in my syllabus, guys. Okay, so this is something wherein we will create the agents, guys. Okay, how the agents are created, how we are kind of writing our UI or API test cases with the help of that agent and converting them into respective test case in real time. Okay, so we will obviously over here we need to let's say understand the LLM integration with agents, integrations with like whatever, if you are using Cloudy, if you are using Gemini, if you are using Chat GPT, whichever version. So we will try to make sure that you have the clarity on that, how to use them, how to use Copilot and other stuff, what is prompt engineering. So we will have a small discussion on that part as well, because obviously right now every let's say for almost all type of scenarios we have the agents which are kind of getting generated, getting created, and how to integrate them into your real time framework. So we will have a deep dive discussion on those areas as well, because you need to be obviously keep on let's say learning the chat gpt ai model as well along with your automation journey, guys. Okay, so that is something which we will have for both api as well as the ui flow, guys. Okay, other than that, we have the obviously discussion on circle CI/CD process. We will have the discussions on how we are using the GitHub Actions, how we are using the Jenkins dashboard, how we are kind of converting the page object model, whatever project we have created for API and UI, convert them into Cucumber style of writing. Because in Cucumber also, because most of you might have scenario, let's say to have the logic of validating and or writing your scenarios in BDD, that is Gherkin syntax of writing. So we will have deep dive discussion on that. One topic is like Cypress Cloud, guys, which is something for few user. It is like 14-day trial you will get, but those who are kind of opting Cypress as a full-time tool, right, in their organization, they might take the plan with the Cypress Cloud. Okay, so which is nothing but it provides a beautiful dashboard in terms of understanding the accessibility testing, what is visual testing, what is dashboard, what are flaky test cases. So all this will be part of your Cypress Cloud dashboard. So we will understand in detail about how we are kind of converting them into your Cypress Cloud, guys. Okay, so we will discuss that as well. Okay, so I hope everyone has got the understanding. I'll take a pause of 2 to 3 minutes, guys. I am open to kind of answers your query questions. Before that, guys, I have something to add. So there is something called as course length, I would say. Okay, which will be approximately minimum 35 uh, to 40 hours. Okay, to be very honest, it may go up to like 45 as well, depending on the doubts, queries, questions which you guys might have. Okay, in terms of, let's say, understanding the ui or api flows, so we can go up to 45 hours. And obviously you can ask last 10 minutes, 5 minutes your questions by sharing your screen. We will have the video recording of each and every sessions. Okay, which will be kind of you will be getting over the YouTube playlist. Okay, and please remember, guys, you will get by next day. Okay, like today we are having a session, the video recording will be available by the next day around 11 p.m. IST. Okay, next is about the frameworks. We will have almost like minimum 4 frameworks. Okay, which will be like two on UI and two on API, guys. Okay, so this framework will be obviously like it will involve a lot of open source website. Okay, and we will make sure that everything is kind of uploaded over the GitHub page. Okay, and on daily basis you will be able to get the course content, whatever course we have covered, right? It will be under readme .md file, as well as all the programs which whatever we have covered will be kind of push on daily basis. Okay, once we are starting with the javascript programming topic, daily you will have like an assignment of around 20 minutes to 30 minutes, guys. Okay, so you need to do that, guys. I'm giving you for 20 to 30 because the reason is almost like all of you might be obviously working, right? So removing those 20-30 minutes is little bit tough. So that's the reason I'm giving you only of short programs which will be purely on JS. And once we start with the Cypress topic, right, you will get the assignment on Cypress related, like whatever concept we will cover, right? So you will get the assignment on that. Okay. Perfect. So I'll take a pause. I know like some of you might have queries, so please go ahead, unmute yourself, and go ahead and ask your doubts, queries, questions, whatever you have, guys. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I have a question.
Go ahead, please.
So with this course, will I be able to automate the Angular portal as well, Angular UI,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
only JS?
No, 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 no. With this particular course, whatever you are having, right? You can start side by side your real time application as well, at the same time. Okay, to be very frank, and you can obviously whatever your Angular application is, right? You will be able to automate almost like in real time with all the manual test case. I hope it might be written over, let's say, Jira or Excel somewhere, right? So you can start with those like API or UI flow, whatever it, ideally it will be UI flow, right? So you can start your Angular application automation as well, for sure, with this particular course content whatever we have.
Because Angular is a bit different from JS, and all our applications are moving to Angular now. JS is slowly going down. So it
Yeah,
should
that is
not be like
absolutely
I've learned
fine.
on JS.
That is absolutely fine. There will be no issue. You will be able to automate those applications.
Okay, great. It will be what will the course timings?
Yeah, so the timing is actually 9 p.m. IST to 10 p.m. Okay, so I won't keep it till 10 p.m. Ideally I keep it at 9:45 to 9:50. Last around 10 to 15 minutes I keep it for question and answer. Okay, and at this time you will be having the flexibility to share your screen, whatever issues you are getting, real time scenarios if you are blocked somewhere, right? You can share the snapshot. Everything will be kind of like if you are not able to share some, like due to some reason, you can share it over the WhatsApp or somewhere, right? So we will be able to connect, guys. Okay, so last around 8 to 10 minutes will be kind of doubt solving, and it will be every day 9 to 10 p.m. IST, and Monday to Friday. Perfect.
Are there any weekend patches as well?
As of now, I think no. As of now, this is a complete course. This thing will be for weekdays, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, guys, please go ahead, unmute yourself. You can ask any type of queries, questions, whether you guys will be able to update your resume, whether you will be able to add your resume with 4 to 5 years of experience. You can ask any type of questions, like, and this will be purely like you can say real time hands-on activity. It's not like I'll be speaking, you will be, let's say, listening, and no, it should be something like, obviously I'll keep it something wherein you need to kind of write the code or do the installation, do the setup, same time when I'm doing actually. Okay, because it's not like you will be, let's say, having a complete video recording and you will refer to video, then you will do that. No, ideally 99% of the time I usually make sure that you guys are doing at the same time when I'm doing. Okay, and even for the programs which we will be discussing it will be at the same time, guys. Sorry, go ahead please. Any questions, anyone, guys? Please feel free to ask any questions, guys. It's not like you should have the JavaScript related questions or Cypress related questions. Anything you can refer to, guys. Okay, you can unmute and speak up, guys. Yes, anyone? If not, then we'll start a quick you can say overview about how to do the installation and do the setup, guys. Okay, so let me do that. So I hope everyone like you guys can see my screen where I am just noting down some of the prerequisite steps which you need to kind of make sure that you follow this. Okay. So as you guys are aware, right? Cypress is a tool which is having only two programming language. One is JavaScript and other is TypeScript. Okay. So there are two programming language which is supported by Cypress. One is JavaScript and another one is TypeScript. Okay. As we are learning JavaScript, right? You might be having a query that, hey, I have covered the complete JavaScript course like with Cypress. Will I be able to cover or will I be able to kind of manage the code or let's say the automation framework which has been written in
Hi.
TypeScript? Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, actually, I have a question. Are
Go
you
ahead.
able to hear me?
Go ahead. Go ahead. We are able to hear you.
Yeah, so can we do this UI and API automation with the same framework together? Actually, in
Yes.
player it is possible, right? So is it possible in this as well?
Yeah. So we will have the UI and API framework to be kind of in the same this thing workspace as well, in the same
Mm.
you can say single project as well. That is absolutely possible, considering that your UI and API are obviously linked, guys. Okay, when I say linked, whatever test case or whatever APIs you have over your API, right? The same API is being used in your UI flow as well. Even if that is not the case, guys, but in that case, the number of files which will be kind of getting created will be little bit on the higher side if your base URL is not same, guys. Okay, that's a concern. Otherwise, even if your base
I think we lost you.
Yeah, the same as for me.
Anybody is able to hear him? Or it is only for two
No,
of us?
no. I think it's for everyone.
Okay.
So if you consider most of the language, let's say if it is created in Angular, or you can consider Vue, or those who are working on Blazor, guys. Okay.
Sir,
So
actually, we lost your voice. When you were saying, we did not hear it completely.
am I audible, guys?
Yeah, now you're audible, but 5 minutes before it was not.
Yes.
Okay. So what I was referring to why sorry, I was asking you guys a query questions that why we are talking about JavaScript only, why not other programming language, like when it comes to Cypress as an automation tool, because Cypress obviously support only two programming language, guys. Okay. So I was asking you, what are the various advantage of using JavaScript? Okay, you guys can unmute and speak up, guys. Please feel free to add any pointers.
JavaScript. Hi, sir. Hello, good. Hello,
Yeah,
everyone.
good.
Yes, and JavaScript. It's provide some promises. There are the three types of promises, and due to that, it helps to the run this program. This is one of the things, and also
Yeah.
it provides some asynchronous type of operations. Also, some loops, do while loops, and jQuery also.
Yeah, so handling promises, guys, is coming under the topic called as asynchronous call, actually. Okay, so we have Cypress. There are various other languages, sorry, other tools also, which are having the logic of handling the promises, guys. Okay. In other tools such as Selenium, or let's say if you guys have used Karate framework or this, right, over there you need to manually add your explicit wait, guys. Okay, but when it comes to Cypress, okay, JS has something called as handling the promises. With this logic, there will be concept of auto wait, guys. Auto wait means like it will make sure that the next step will not kind of implement unless and until the previous step has been kind of executed successfully. Okay, so we call it as handling retries, handling async behavior, handling auto wait, guys. Okay, JavaScript has a very unique this thing wherein it has compatibility with all type of UI frameworks. Okay, as you guys are aware, right, whoever is like front end developer, right, they are kind of creating their framework in Angular. They are using some of the frameworks, right, which are available over the, those who are UI developer, they are aware about this. Okay, so if you want, you guys can just kind of try to search this. These are various UI framework. So all this, whatever framework I'm talking about, guys, okay, so we will be able to automate our Cypress as a, you can say, automation tool, and we will be able to introduce that particular framework into this type of application which has been built in this UI framework methodology. Okay, it has a support for almost like all the scenarios, having a best support via npm, yarn. If you have not heard about this, these are various dependencies, guys, like where in Selenium, those who have worked on Selenium, there is something called as ambient repository, guys, okay, which is called as maven repository, right? Similar to that, in Cypress we have something called as npm, yarn, and pnpm. Okay. Next, support almost like all the browser, guys. When I say almost, because there are some, obviously some you can say browser which has not been supported by Cypress, but whatever majority is there, right, 80% of the browser is being supported by your Cypress as an automation tool, including JavaScript, guys. Okay, interaction or integrating with interacting with BDD style of writing is advantage, guys. We will be able to do that because there are a lot of Cucumber package which are kind of available over the npm. We will be able to integrate with our current, you can say, JavaScript framework, whatever we will be creating using Cypress, guys. Okay, and those who are, let's say, altogether new on JS, there is something called as node.js, guys. Okay, because if you want to work on JavaScript, the primary reason, like the primary need for our you can say JavaScript setup and everything is, guys, you need to have Node installed into your machine. Okay, so whatever task or whatever dependencies we will be using in future, right, it is mandatory that Node.js is successfully installed, successfully configured, and only we will be able to kind of write our automation test cases. So this is very very important, guys. Okay, so why we require Node, guys? Because Cypress is a kind of tool which has been built over JavaScript, and JavaScript has the requirement that everything needs to be triggered with the help of Node.js only. Okay, so even over the Node Package Manager official website, guys, you will see Cypress as a package, guys. Okay, so when I say this, guys, so over here when you go to npmjs.com, okay, so this is the official website where all your Node packages are managed and maintained. So here you will see Cypress as a kind of package, guys. Okay, so here whatever you see over here, whatever you see on their official website, so here if you notice, guys, it has been the last 6 days, I think there was one new release. That's the reason the version has been updated to 15.1.0. Okay, so whatever you see over the github readme.md file, right, you will see over here as well, and same is the case with the Yarn as well, guys. Okay, so Yarn is an official page, guys, where you will be able to get everything, like whatever packages are which are available over the internet and which are stable, right? So you will be able to see all those over the Yarn as well. So you will be able to download Cypress with the help of Yarn. You will be able to download with the help of npm. You will be able to download Cypress with the help of pnpm. Okay, so we have multiple ways to download the respective package, guys. Okay, that we will see in future. Okay, next is, guys, as you have interacted with your front end developer, right, you might have seen like almost like all the developer, they are kind of having the, you can say, they are either working in the JavaScript section, or they are working on the TypeScript, but the framework will be different. That can be Blazor, that can be Tailwind, that can be Vue, guys. Okay, so it's a kind of universal language, guys, which is being used by the front end developer nowadays. Okay, whether it is the banking application, whether it is e-commerce application. Okay, so almost like all the application, 80 to 90% of the application, if it is web supported, guys, it will have JS and TS into it. Okay, next is, guys, it has a very good community support, guys. Okay, so when I say community support, because like there are a lot of open source tools which are using JS as a kind of primary programming language, and they have created their complete end-to-end automation, but those are paid tool, guys. Okay, so it has got very rich I would say you can say ecosystem, guys. Okay, when I say rich ecosystem, those who have worked on accessibility testing, guys. Okay, so Cypress is having the ability to support accessibility testing along with JavaScript, guys. There is one dependency which is called as Cypress AXE, guys. Okay, which is having a beautiful, let's say, accessibility related testing, whatever we do, right? Because altogether accessibility testing is a new domain, guys. Okay, so we will be able to kind of perform the accessibility testing as well with the help of Cypress as an automation tool, guys. Okay, any other advantage, guys, you can think of using JavaScript? Because there are a lot of advantage, guys. It depends on how we are, let's say, if you are talking about front end developer, then the advantage will be different. But we, as of now, we are talking from the QA standpoint, guys. Okay, what are the various advantage for the QA, why we are kind of preferring JavaScript or TypeScript, guys? And one more thing, guys, you might have seen, you might have heard also, whatever test case we are writing in JavaScript, right? those will be like 10x faster than what we have written in Selenium with Java. Okay, those who have worked on Selenium with Java, if the test case is taking, let's say, 3 to 4 seconds, okay, in executing complete end-to-end flow, in Cypress, guys, it will kind of take 1 upon 10 into 4. Okay, so it will be, let's say, if your test case in Cypress, sorry, in Selenium is taking 10 seconds, so in Cypress with JS logic will take almost like 1 second only. Okay, so it has got obviously like faster execution. The interactions with the elements is very very fast, and it has not the support for all the locator. It has only support for CSS and XPath. That's it. Okay, so we will be able to interact with the element in a faster manner, guys. Obviously, making sure that the application is stable and in the working stage, guys. Any query, any questions, anything you want to add, guys? Go ahead, please unmute and speak up, guys.
Uh, yeah. So does this help us to provide the XPath and the CSS, sir?
Yeah, so what we will have is there is one component in Cypress, guys, which is called as Cypress Runner. Okay, although, guys, Cypress Runner will help you to identify the XPath and CSS, but we will not kind of primarily depend on that part, right? We need to create our own CSS selector, our own XPath. So we will have a detailed discussion on how to kind of write the CSS selector using ID, using class, using tag name, using class and tag name combination, whatever we have, and how to use um, child, grandchild, grandchild. Okay, this is I'm talking for CSS selector. Same goes
Sir,
for. Go ahead, please.
Yes, sir. Sir, sorry, sir. Here interrupt you. Sir, here I add the one point here. Like that, in Cypress, there is a automatic wait is there from the backend programming. There is a no need to add the explicit or implicit wait like a Selenium. This is the one of the feature for the this
Right,
Cypress.
right. That is correct. So in Cypress, we have something called as cypress.config.js, guys. Okay, which is a configuration file which is managing your page load time, your let's say whatever action you are interacting with the element, right? So automatically it will wait for 4 seconds, guys. Okay, if you want to wait more than 4 seconds, right, you need to provide some explicit wait. Otherwise, if your application is taking more than 4 seconds, obviously you can make a conclusion that your application is slow, right? So you can update your developer to handle that situation, why it is taking more than 4 seconds. Okay, but if you want to update that global weight also in your program, in your framework, you can do that as well. Okay, by going to your cypress.config.js, because in configuration, guys, we will have more than 20 to 30 parameters which will helping us to kind of create our automation framework more robust, more reliable. So we will have detailed discussion on that as well. What are the different configuration parameters that we are kind of doing some changes, how we are updating? So we will have detailed discussion on that as well, guys. Okay. Okay, I have talked about like little bit on the theoretical part. Okay. Now I'm going to the official website of Cypress. Okay. So which is cypress.io, and you guys are aware that on this website you will have almost like all the information with respect to what are the different commands, how we need to download, how we need to configure, what are the prerequisites. Everything is kind of managed and maintained on this particular website, guys. Okay. So on this, you have one section which I told you that we have something called as pricing. So pricing is only applicable for Cypress Cloud, guys. Okay, so those organizations who are using Cypress, they might opt for Cypress Cloud if they want some like unique or beautiful dashboard once the test run is completely successful, guys. Okay, it totally depend on the organization. If not, then with the Cypress as a alone standalone tool, guys, we will be able to automate whatever, let's say, UI or API scenarios, okay, in real time. Okay, so here if you notice on this page, guys, you will see something called as introducing the Cypress app. Okay, so on this app, guys, you will see on the left hand side the advantage, and on right hand side you will see the respective layout why it is an advantage, guys. Okay, so I'll walk you through this, and later on if you got any queries, question, please feel free to ask. So first point is, guys, you can see here we have test modern app directly into the browser. Okay, Cypress as an automation tool, guys. You don't need to kind. These are real browser, guys. Okay, it's not like these are driver who will take the command. They will execute. No, these are the real browser. Whatever caching, let's say session storage, local storage, application storage, whatever data you will fill in right in your form, that will be kind of getting loaded in their local storage and everything, guys. Okay, so these are real browser. So we have WebKit and we have the Chrome engine. Okay, WebKit is for Safari browser, and and others are for the Chromium browser. Okay. Next is write your first passing test in minute. So there is something called as spec flow, guys. Okay, you will understand. We will have some specs, guys, which will be kind of getting added once we install it Cypress. So you will be able to refer them and create your own test case within few minutes, guys. Okay, I'll talk about this in detail in tomorrow's discussion once we are kind of configuring this. Okay. Next is debug failure directly in the browser. Okay, so as you guys can see on the right side, the code is kind of showing up. On left side, you will see the UI screen. So at any point you feel that this step is incorrect or something, you can hover your mouse, guys, and on left side you will see that the real time whatever windows was showing at that time, you will be able to see that window, guys. Okay, eliminate flaky test case. So it is kind of in first run it is 100% pass, in second run it is like one fail, second pass, third everything is pass, fourth again two pass one fail. Okay, sorry, two fail one pass. So this particular scenario is called as the flaky scenario, flaky test cases, flaky testing. Okay, so this is kind of handled using Cypress, but for that, guys, Cypress will ask you for the taking the Cypress cloud, guys. Okay, for understanding flaky test cases in detail. Next is we have a very beautiful integration with all the CI/CD provider, almost like all, whether it is Jenkins, whether it is GitLab, Git Circle CI, whether it is Azure. Okay, so it has the integrations with almost all the source code management, and the only understanding you will require is, guys, how to create a YAML file. That's it. So once you have created the YAML file, after that, if you have 200 test cases which you have created, you will be able to run them over the cloud, guys, for sure. Okay, and the last section which we have, guys, is nothing but Cypress cloud. As I mentioned you guys that Cypress cloud is having some pricing. So here you have a concept of, if you have five browser, five machines, if you want to start, you can start. So something called as master slave concept, guys. One master, five slaves, right? So if you want to, let's say, separate, or you can say bifurcate your test cases, five in that machine, two in that machine, you will be able to do, guys, based on the, we call it as parallel testing, we call it as cross browser testing, depends on that. If you want to review and debug, you will be able to do that. This is coming under visual testing, which has been introduced recently, guys. You will be able to have the complete in-depth analysis of the test suite, integrate that to your GitHub. If you want to integrate directly with your Slack channel, integrate with your Microsoft Teams channel, integrate with your Jira for creating bugs and details, evidence, video, screenshot. So you will be able to integrate that as well, guys. Okay, again I'm repeating, guys, this is coming under section called as Cypress cloud. Okay, which we will see in detail, but obviously with limited functionality. Okay, so this is something, guys, which is nothing but UI coverage and accessibility testing, which has recently introduced, guys, which is helping, let's say, any application, right? If you have a requirement of doing the accessibility or UI coverage validation, right? We will be able to do with the help of Cypress Cloud. Again, I am saying that this will be done with the help of Cypress Cloud, not with normal Cypress. Okay. I hope everyone has got some clarity on Cypress. Okay. And tomorrow we will have a deep dive session on the practical part where we will actually install Cypress, and then we will see in detail what are the challenges, how we are kind of managing our framework, whether it is API UI in single this thing, and then we will kind of have one basic UI as well as API test case, and then we will move to the JavaScript topic, guys. Okay, that the one which I mentioned, basics of JS, guys. Anyone has any questions, any doubt, anything you want to add, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jyoti, please.
Do you guys help us to update the resume as well with this? Our
Yeah, so
resume.
you will be able to update your resume with minimum 4 years of experience. Okay, but the condition is you need to practice around 4 to 5 automation projects. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
2 to 3 for UI, 1 to 2 for API. Okay, because you need to have a clarity on all the commands whatever is being used, because Cypress is having frequent release actually. Okay, so last 6 days was one release. Now within 10 days there will be another release 15.2, guys. Okay, so you need to update yourself with the recent commands and recent methods which are kind of getting introduced in your Cypress. So you need to make sure that you are having clarity on that, guys.
Okay. And which is better, like Cypress or the Playwright? Like which is having,
So
more in this
Play,
market?
Playwright has the support for almost like five programming language as of now. Okay, including Java, including this thing Python. Uh, so it has like little bit more, you can say, support in terms of programming language. Cypress recently has introduced two major feature actually, which has not been part of your Playwright as of now till date, which is UI coverage and accessibility testing with the help of dashboard, which is not present in Playwright as of now. To be like, you need to kind of handle via some third party integration actually. Okay, so if you consider the compatibility with JavaScript language, Cypress has got little bit more weightage compared to Playwright.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah. And another question is,
Go ahead, please.
yeah, we have discussed about the frameworks, right? So all the frameworks we will be discussing and preparing for the
We will be
interview.
discussing one of the POM style of writing, that is page object model. Second will be converting that page object model into Cucumber style of writing, that is BDD framework. Okay, 80 to
In the
90%.
framework also we will get the interview questions as well from you, right?
Yes, yes. We will have a complete detailed interview queries, questions, and like session on that as well. Once we are done with our almost like uh, 20 to 25 sessions after that.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. And may I know your name, please?
Yeah, sure. My name is Vikas. I have been like into QA almost like 14 years now. So I have the exposure on almost like API, UI, as well as security testing and performance testing. And right now I do have good exposure on Cypress for the UI as well as API flows, which is being used for almost like more than 10,000 test cases so far has been kind of automated. It includes both actually API as well as UI, and I have used both the language, that is TypeScript as well as JavaScript. Okay, so we will be able to kind of almost like handle, because right now recent days even Cypress is kind of having its placement over the AI logic as well. Okay, so recently, after few months, you will see some agents which will be kind of getting, let's say, on their GitHub page as well. So that's what I recommended you guys to kind of keep on upgrading over this section as well, which is nothing but generating or converting or creating the LLM agents. How to do that, we will see little bit in detail. Not because for that you need to have some logic of Taurus. Uh, these are the other programming language which you need to have the clarity. Okay, so we will have some sessions on that as well later, almost like after 15 to 20 sessions, guys.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Vikas. I'm good.
Yeah, I think Dipashri, you were asking something. Go ahead, please.
Yes, sir. Sir, how, can you start with the JavaScript? Means after the framework, is first to clear the
Um, first,
JavaScript concept.
first we will have the JS topics. Okay, I will just show
Mm-hmm.
you the installation setup in your local machine. The reason
Yeah.
I'm doing that is so that you guys can start your practice activity, because the prerequisite will be either we can have the cursor editor or we can have the Visual Studio Code. Both are fine. So
Okay.
tomorrow we will have a detailed discussion on setting up this with the help of Visual Studio Code, guys. Okay, and then we will move on to JavaScript basics actually.
Okay. Okay, sir. And so question is my how many session you spent on JavaScript?
Almost like 15, 12 to 15, I would say.
JavaScript. Okay.
Yes, plain
Because sir,
JavaScript.
already I given the number of interviews. Now
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, it's
switching for
fine.
that.
See,
This is JavaScript
JavaScript,
is basically.
yeah, JavaScript is little bit important because there are a lot of technical queries questions which are part of your
Hmm.
JS interviews actually.
Yes, sir.
They will ask less on Cypress, more on JS actually. Okay.
JS and
Yeah,
API, sir.
correct. That is correct. So we
That's
will
why.
have more discussion on JS part first, and then how we are kind of integrating this with Cypress.
Yes, yes. And sir, last question. Actually, I joined late. Sir, can you just here you can mention the fees about this course?
Yeah, yeah, so it is mentioned on the website actually. The course fees is, I believe, 6,900, and also you will get the detail over the WhatsApp as well. Okay, once the
Okay,
course
okay,
is,
sir.
today's session is completed.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Nice session.
I think any other queries, any other questions? Harini, Sakshi, Leena, Jyoti, Drakshani, Shweta, feel free to unmute and speak up if there is any query, questions. If not, then we will have the practical, that is installation and setup in the tomorrow's discussion, guys. Okay, perfect. So I think we are good. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. We'll meet tomorrow at same time. Okay. So we will have a complete discussion on the setup and installation. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir.